Hey there students, Miss Leslie here. Going to teach you everything you ever wanted to know about formatting and editing skills. Okay, so how to apply formatting and editing features and operational keys appropriately. Now we're mainly going to be focusing on Microsoft Word, but a lot of these buttons and a lot of these options are available in other Microsoft products, especially ones we'll be working with, PowerPoint and Excel. So first thing you need to know is, what is word processing? Word processing is software that is used in the application of creating text documents. Okay, so it's a software program. And now we in particular are going to be focusing on Microsoft Word. So some things that you can create with word processing software are letters, memos, and reports. And I'm sure you can think of plenty of others as well. So here's all the terms that you're going to hear me use throughout our time working with Microsoft Word. Okay, these are very important terms to make sure from the get-go you understand. So the first one up here is your title bar, which displays the file name of the document. Okay, so obviously this one's not named, so it's just document 1. The cursor is the on-screen blinking character that shows where the next character will appear. The toolbars, okay, are all along up here. Okay, so this whole region. They provide you with buttons that allow you to access frequently used commands. Over to the right, you'll always have a scroll bar, okay, which allows you to scroll throughout a document that is too long to fit on one screen. And then you've also got the menu bar. Now, the menu bar provides you with a menu of options to use when creating a document. You might also hear them called tabs. Okay, but that's just this row right across here. So File, Home, Insert, Design, Layout, References, Mailings, Review, View, and Help are those menu buttons that you will see in Microsoft Word. Typing paper is your standard paper size, which is 8.5 by 11 inches, okay, which means 66 lines can fit on a page. Okay, 6 lines equal 1 vertical inch. Okay, so there you go. That's important to know when formatting. Page orientation. Now, orientation is the direction in which you can print on a page. Okay, there's 2 options. You've got portrait, this one, and then you've got landscape, this one. Note, most word processing documents are printed in portrait orientation. Then there's plenty of times that you would use landscape, but most of our stuff is going to be done in portrait. The document margins. Now, a margin is the blank space at the top, the bottom, the left, and the right of a document where you cannot type. Okay, part of that, or right below the top margin, would be your header. Okay, at the top of each page of your document is your header, and we'll go into more detail with that depending on the project that we're working on. The footer allows you to type below the bottom margin. Okay, so that's at the bottom of each page of the document. Okay, and in your page setup menu, you can see here, these are your margins. Okay, so it's the outside area that you cannot type in. Text alignment. The alignment is the way multiple lines of text line up along the left, right, or both margins. Okay, you can see what the buttons look like here within the toolbar. Okay, you've got left align, center align, right align, and justify. Okay, left align means that the text is lined up along the left side, the left margin. Center align means it's centered on the page. Right means that it's lined up along the right margin, and justified text is lined up along both margins. Line spacing. Okay, line spacing is the spacing between lines of text in a document. Okay, you can single space, where you just strike enter one time. Okay, it leaves no blank lines. Or you can double space, which means you strike enter 2 times. It leaves 1 blank line between lines. You can triple space, okay, hitting enter 3 times, which leaves 2 blank lines between the lines of text. You can quadruple space, which means you enter 4 times, leaving 3 blanks between the text. And then there's also a feature called word wrap. Okay, word wrap is the automatic wrapping of text from the end of one line to the beginning of the next line without having to press enter. Okay, so as you're typing, it just automatically goes on to the next line, kind of like what you hear me tell you about in our typing warm-ups. Okay, you never have to press enter. Horizontal centering. When text is centered between the left and right margin, that is called horizontal centering. Commonly used for invitations, announcements, title pages. You can see the example here on the right side of the screen. In order to get horizontal centering, you have to use the toolbar. You click on the Center Alignment button in the toolbar. Okay, and there you go. You've got it centered within the left and the right margins. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it. Okay, you can also use the menu bar. Okay, you'd hit Home. Within the menu bar, you select the paragraph option, select line spacing options, okay, and then you choose center alignment from the paragraph window. See how much more complicated that is? But that is another way you can do it. Now, vertical centering is when the text is centered between the top and the bottom margin. Hey, this is commonly used in formatting invitations, announcements, title pages, things like that. Okay, so you would select the layout option in your menu bar. Then you click the small arrow to open, sorry about that typo there, to open up the page setup menu. Okay, which looks like this. Make sure you're in the layout section, so you've got different tabs up there, so make sure you're in layout. And then under vertical alignment, you choose center and hit OK. More about text formatting now. Font is a collection of letters, punctuation marks, numbers, and special characters. You can see a couple of examples there. Okay, all kinds of different choices for you when you're in a Word document. The ways to format your font, okay, you can add color, you can make it bold, you can underline it, italicize it, okay, things like that, and that is formatting. Okay, formatting is changing the color, the bold, underline, or italicize. Bullets and numbering. These are used to arrange items in a list with each item beginning with a bullet or a number. Okay, so you've got different options and you've got different pictures, I guess you could call them, to use as your bullets. And you can always change those within your document, or you can use numbers, or you can even use letters, whatever works for you in that type of list that you're making. Now, editing. Editing is not the same thing as formatting, right? Editing is the process of updating a word processing document to make changes, correct errors, and make it visually appealing. Okay, so editing is the process of updating. Some editing features, things you've probably used before, cut and copy. Okay, cut means that the word processing feature that removes text or graphics from the current location in a document. Okay, so it completely removes them from that place. Copy, on the other hand, is a feature that allows text or graphics to be copied to another location within a document. Okay, so things are not removed, they are just copied. Your clipboard feature is your temporary storage location for text or graphics that have been cut or copied. Okay, and then paste is the word processing feature that places text or graphics that have been cut or copied in a new location within a document. Spell check, something we all need sometimes. A spell check is the word processing feature that checks selected words in a document for spelling errors, similar to an electronic dictionary. Now, the only problem with spell check is if you spell a word correctly, but it's not the word that you are actually meaning, it's not always going to catch it. Okay? That's why you have to proofread. Grammar check is the processing feature that checks selected words in a document for incorrect grammar use. The thesaurus is the word processing feature that allows you to find synonyms. Okay, remember, synonyms are words with similar meanings for words within your document. Operational keys. There are a lot of them. I'm going to start up here at backspace and work my way around clockwise. Okay, backspace deletes text to the left or what's behind the cursor. The Insert button allows text to be inserted within a line of text. The Home button moves the cursor to the beginning of a line. Page Up moves one screen above the current cursor position. Numlock, or Number Lock, locks the numbers of the numeric keypad. So in order to use the numeric keypad, you have to push Numlock and make sure the light lights up on the keyboard, then it's on. End is a button that moves the cursor to the end of a line. Page Down moves one screen below the current cursor position. The arrow keys are used to move the cursor in the direction of the arrow, one character at a time. The Delete key deletes text directly in front of or to the right of the cursor, so a little different than backspace. Enter is used to move the cursor down to the next line. Shift is used to capitalize alphabetic keys and type symbol keys. Okay, so for instance, if you hit Shift 5, you'll get the % sign. Alternate, or Alt for short, is used with other keys to access commands on the menu bar. Control is used with other keys to execute or carry out other commands. Caps Lock is used to lock the alphabetic keys in uppercase. So if you've got a lot of uppercase letters to type, you would use Caps Lock. If you're only capitalizing one letter, like at the beginning of a sentence, you would use Shift. Tab is used to indent, okay, so it moves the cursor 5 spaces on a line. And then Escape allows you to exit any unwanted menus or dialog boxes. So if you open something by accident, you can always hit Escape to quickly close it. Now you can combine operational keys to save time. For instance, Control and Page Up quickly moves you to the first page of a multi-page document. So instead of having to scroll, hey, or hold down the arrow key, the up arrow key for a long time to get it up there, you just hit Control, Page Up. Control and Home quickly takes you to the first line of a document. Control and End quickly takes you to the last line of a document. Control and Page Down moves you to the next page of a multi-page document. And then you've got the function keys along the top. Now the function keys do different things depending on what software you're in or whether you're not in software at all. So some examples though to use within Microsoft Word is F1 allows you to access the help feature. So if you can't figure something out and you're like, I know I knows how to do this, you hit F1, you get the help feature and you can search within there and hopefully find what you're looking for. Also, F7 allows you to access the spell check feature. Okay, so instead of having to go up into the toolbar and look for it, you can always just hit F7 up above to get there a whole lot faster. I hope you've learned new things that maybe you didn't already know, or at least got a refresher on things that you already know about Microsoft Word.